Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louder, and welcome back to Charade Maniacs. We just have to make a selection, really. Either we're going to the alley or to the park. I don't know how I feel about this, because we're still on the common route. It's crazy. This is a long common route, so I'm assuming it's kind of like Cafe Enchanté, and I'm trying to get to Banjo's route, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm doing the right things. I don't know if this is like gonna end well or not. Whatever. You aren't here to listen to me doubt myself. Let's just go. Where should we go? Let's go to the park. Let's go to the park. She said the same thing. If we're found, it'd be easier to make up excuses. Chigasaki looked gloomy after seeing my message.
そうですね.
Was that a bad decision? I held the display in my fingers, and Chigasaki stopped me. His usual gentle smile returned.
行きましょうか。できればメンテナンスが始まる前に宿舎へ戻りたいですね。
Do you guys remember how I said, this was a while ago, but in one of the episodes I was like, I wonder if each one of these places is reminiscent of like something that happens to everybody's life. Like, for instance, if Chigasaki is reacting that way to the park, maybe something really bad happened to him in a park in his life, and all of these things are like triggering memories or something. I don't know. It's just, it adds to my curiosity. It's a beautiful
こ
park.
この出入り口が境界線のようですね。
We followed the map to the park and stood at the entrance at the northeast of the park. I wonder also if Chigasaki was disappointed because he's the producer and he wanted us to go to the alley so he could like kill us or something. I don't know. That was probably extreme, but nothing seemed out of place here. Chigasaki attempted to take a step out, but then his bangle sounded off an alarm.
それより先は指定区域外です。引き返してください。
Watcher sounded off a warning, so Chigasaki and I returned to the park.
間違いないみたいです。問題は人通りですが。
We remained alert while watching for people. The Arcadians hadn't seen us, and because we were so vigilant, we took extra time to make it here. I don't see anyone here. Maybe it'll be fine. Chigasaki nodded to my message. I was about to suggest returning to the lodging to report this, and then...
でも本当に大丈夫でしょうか。
Chigasaki sounded worried, so I stopped typing.
すみません。こんなことを言って。赤瀬さんも陽地さんもいろいろ考えて頑張っているのはよくわかるんですが、考えれば考えるほど不安になってくるというか。
I mean, it is a really risky plan.
僕らがこういった行動を取るのはプロデューサーもお見通しなんじゃないかなって思ってしまって。
The producer knows. Those words sent chills down my spine. Are you suggesting we stop the plan?
そういうわけではないんです。でも
I shook my head lightly. I understood why he would be worried, and it was important to consider all things.
ダメですね。僕は一番不安なのはセナさんなのに、今のは忘れてください。
Chigasaki then looked up and held out his left hand to me.
宿舎に戻りましょうか。メンテナンスまであと3分ですから、少し急ぎ足で。
3 minutes left. Even if we hurried, we won't make it back. In that case, if there's no time until maintenance, there's one more thing I'd want to try.
試したいこと？
If the bangle and the watcher stop functioning during maintenance, maybe it'll be safe to go outside. My voice might not return until I remove the bangle, but I think it's safe for everyone to simply go outside.
つまり
Let's wait right here for maintenance to start, and we'll test if we can go outside.
セナさん、バングルを外すことに失敗した場合は僕たちだけでも外に出られればと思ったのかもしれませんが、僕は同意できません。あなたのような人が自己犠牲を考えなくても。
Someone like you? Why would he say that? Why? That's not what I meant. Iochi said everyone could be rescued if someone left and reported this to the authorities.
それはそうかもしれませんが
Chigasaki remained hesitant and confused. We both looked for the right words to say as time passed, and then the moment came. The sound echoed throughout the town, and the watcher gave the announcement.
まもなくシステムメンテナンスです。カウントダウン。10、9、8。
Also, this is so stupid of her, because, like, what if they get, like, a fucking huge penalty? Like, let's say, like, 50 points and she just fucking disintegrates. Like, oh, God. This could go so bad.
やはり戻りましょう今すぐ
Right? And the alarm is terrifying. The alarm made Chigasaki more nervous as he looked towards the lodging. There was no time to convince him. He didn't agree to it. I guess we'll just have to return for now. And in that time, the number on the display continued to count down. 3, 2, 1. We didn't hear the count at 0. I was dizzy and something sounded eerie. At the same time, everything seemed to suddenly go dark, and I looked around. Huh? Oh, fuck! Oh my god, we're in like an asylum. Oh gosh. Or we're in like a warehouse? It doesn't really look like a warehouse. Is this a stage? Like, I wondered if I had been teleported somewhere like we were for the dramas. I looked around for Chigasaki, but... Chigasaki kept an eye on me despite his confusion. We were still the same distance from each other. It's also weird that he's staring at us and not looking around. Because any normal, like, this is maybe like business law getting into this, but like any reasonable person would look around and be like, where the fuck are we? You know, like, why are they staring at you? I guess like there's some people who might react by being like, oh my god, I need to be close to the person that I came here with. But at the same time, like when, I don't know, the fact that he's just staring is weird. Oh, we didn't really move. Then what is this? The sky wasn't what it seemed. The ground wasn't what it seemed. It was lifeless, made of something like concrete. The trees, benches, fountains, everything was gone and only the park's buildings remained. It was like all natural objects suddenly vanished. That's what it looked like. But it seems like maybe we were taken somewhere unfamiliar. Otherwise, it's strange. It's strange. I tried to come up with theories, but my thoughts kept slipping away from me. My mind felt foggy. I tried to type up a message, but the display didn't come up. My bangle was unusable at the moment. Then I realized something. The watcher had stopped functioning and landed on the ground. Both stopped functioning. That was as expected. Then this border... We turned around to look at the border, the entrance and exit to this place. Then I was breathless.
Sena-san.
There was no exit there. The location where the exit had been was now just a straight wall 1 meter away. The wall was simple, shot straight up to the ceiling and ended in a right angle. Yes, there was a ceiling. A wall and a ceiling. Where are we? Wasn't it a town? That was what I would have written if I was able to type. As I considered my situation, I turned around and Chigasaki looked to be filled with grief. He touched the wall without hesitation.
密閉空間ですねこれじゃどこへも逃げられない
God, he's not getting a crisis, is he? The wall appeared to have a curve to it. I wondered if the wall surrounded the entire designated area. The area had a radius of 1 kilometer and was surrounded by walls and a ceiling. It was a cylindrical space. It was difficult to believe, but as long as my eyes weren't deceiving me, that was our reality. We were completely locked in something like a box. In the end, we couldn't run away. It was all for nothing. When you become overcome with despair, you can't help but laugh. After all the worrying and discussion, after all the disagreements with Tomase, none of that mattered. Chigasaki was right. The producer knew everything that we had planned. He He will not allow us to leave until we fulfill our roles to his satisfaction. I felt like collapsing onto the ground. Chigasaki was the one who approached to comfort me.
落ち着いてください。こうなった以上、もうここにいても意味がない。早く宿舎に戻りましょう。このことを赤瀬さんと伊予地さんに報告しないと。
Gosh. That's right. If we can't leave this place, removing the bangle is all risk and no reward.
大丈夫です。落ち着いて。瀬名さんは一人じゃありませんから。
See, she's so... Oh, gosh. Puff just hates the fucking MC. But, like, literally for just science sake, I would take it off to see if my voice comes back or not. And then I would put it back on if it doesn't. And I'd be like, okay, that didn't work. But, like, you should try things. Like, oh. Chigasaki's left hand scooped up my lifeless arm. His warmth and words brought me back to reality. Chigasaki's hand was also shaking. Chigasaki is worried, just like me. I have to snap out of it. Also, how many times can I say Chigasaki in one go? Chigasaki held my hand, and we passed through what used to be the town. The buildings maintained their shape, but they looked completely different. Because of that, I had no idea where we were. Was this area still part of the park? Was this the street? All natural objects and decorations were gone. This plain world had turned entirely monochrome. Chigasaki headed in the direction of the lodging, and I did my best to keep up. I wonder if because it's like the walls are curved, if we're like in an arena or something. Like a football arena, like where you have concerts or whatever. Seeing the scenery felt like I was going insane. Where am I? What am I doing? This place is nothing.
僕らが見ていたあの街の光景はおそらく映像か何かで全部作り物だったんでしょう。
Look at Chigasaki's side profile. We haven't seen that one before, I don't think. Sensing my fear, Chigasaki answered me.
でも全部が作り物というわけでもなく。
Chigasaki stopped midway. Chigasaki?
こっちはダメだ。あっちの道を。
Why? His face was completely pale as he looked for another path, but he stopped again. He stopped in his tracks at every turn, and then the look on his face turned to shock. Chigasaki let go of my hand.
やっぱり外に出るべきじゃなかった。
Oh no. When he said that, I cautiously looked ahead. Oh, picture get! Oh, what the fuck? I didn't know what to call the creature I saw. I wondered if it was a living thing. It was moving, so I thought that it was. Ew, there's like amoebas or something? Like, what? It squirmed on the ground. Ew, that was a disgusting sound. It squirmed on the ground in an eerie way while it changed shape like a block of clay as it slowly moved forward. It looked like a slug, but was much more bizarre. When it noticed us, it lifted part of its body and approached us, which looked all the more strange. If I still had a voice, I would have screamed. But I couldn't, and it made me even more confused and afraid. What is this? Some kind of monster?
セナさん、見ないで。宿舎まで走っていきましょう。目をつむったままでもいいから。
Chigasaki, how are we supposed to run back to the lodging when we don't know where we are? None of the buildings even look the same. Like, do you know where we are? Are you the producer? As if to block our paths, more monsters gathered around us, making strange noises. It sounded like a call. Why are they... My legs shook. I felt dizzy and nauseous. See, again, for science, I mean, well, maybe I wouldn't do this. I don't think I'm brave enough to do this because it looks squishy and disgusting. But I kind of want to, like, throw something at it or, like, poke it. I'd probably, like, take my shoe off and, like, throw it at it just to see what happens. But that's probably why I would die, like, immediately. The monsters surrounded us. Why were they coming our way? Why did they make those sounds? Don't come near me. I shouted in my mind, but the monsters continued to come. It felt so eerie and scary that it was the only thing I could think. Disgusting. Get away from me. Those grating sounds caused me to give up on thinking and seeing.
セナさん
Did she just pass out? The ground seemed to slip away and I didn't know where it was anymore. Something continued to crawl towards me. It squirmed eerily as it moved closer. No, don't come closer. I couldn't speak. My emotions swirled like a torrent inside. It's disgusting. Don't touch me. But they continued to move closer slowly and touched me. No. No. I felt so disgusted that tears began to well up. But for some reason, I couldn't cry and tried to make myself feel dead. I can't take it anymore. Somebody help. Help me. I couldn't even say the simplest phrase. Everyone bottles up the pain in their hearts. The truth is that they want someone to come and save them. Help me. I want to go home. I want to see my family. I don't want any rewards. Someone, please help me. I've been imprisoned in a confusing place and forced to do these confusing dramas. There was no way to escape and I even lost my voice. I felt all my hopes slip away. Waiting was completely futile. Somebody, help. It was a sinking feeling, except the eerie things that touched me were mysteriously gentle and warm. They gently moved away.
日和、起きたのか？
Where am I? I looked around. I was in a room at the lodging.
お前の部屋だ。外で倒れたところを茅ヶ崎さんが運んできた。
Girl, what the hell? You literally, like, Chigasaki was like the least reliable. No offense. Anybody who loves Chigasaki, I'm so sorry. But like, he's like clearly very disturbed and terrified, and he wanted to go back in the first place, and you literally just pass out in front of him, forcing him to like carry yo ass all the way back. Oh my god. Chigasaki did. Then I remembered that moment. The squishy. Ugh. The sight I saw outside. The space surrounded by walls. Squirming, eerie creatures. The bizarre, echoing cries. I felt nauseous again and covered my mouth. Tomasi stood up and rushed to me.
大丈夫か？外で何があったのか大体は聞いたが。
I looked up at Tomasi's face and something about him felt off. I could tell that the information he got was accurate. I tried to confirm how much he heard by touching my bangle, but it wouldn't turn on. Naturally, I couldn't send a message.
まだメンテナンスは続いてる。やはり一日中やるみたいだな。
Oh, but what do I do? I only thought about escaping and didn't consider not being able to communicate at all.
メンテナンスに入る前にペンと紙をリクエストしておくべきだったな。宿舎には置いてないし。
While I was talking to Tomase, the door to my room opened.
ちょっといいかな。話しておきたいことがあるんだ。お、起きられたんだな。よかったぜ。倒れたって聞いたときはマジで心配したんだぞ。
俺は。
あ、いていいよ。君は今回の計画を知っているしね。
Upon coming into the room, Yoichi and Akase saw my pale complexion and spoke to me in a soft tone.
まず結論から言うと、脱出計画は失敗だ。僕らの方でバングルを外せないか構造を探りいじってみたが。
Yoichi then lightly scratched the bangle.
びくともしなかった。普段僕らが使っているバングルはすぐに取り外せるようになってるが。
I'm glad that at least Yoichi tried to take it off, you know, like...
これはどうやらそうじゃないようだね。僕らの手首の形状に合わせ完全に固定され埋め込まれている。
What? Ew!
これを外すには手首を切り落とすしかないだろう。
Oh gosh.
まあ最終手段か。絶対やりたくない最終手段っすね。
Akase laughed, but I didn't find it funny. Akase then continued.
で、外の様子については、実はメンテナンス中に外に出てたのは瀬名と茅ヶ崎さんだけじゃないんだ。
そうなんですか。
太宰はメンテナンスに入った後、気になって宿舎の外に出たらしい。そんでさっき詳しい話を聞いた。今みんなでリビングに集まってその話をしている。茅ヶ崎くんはいないが。
Huh? Shigesaki's not there? I got worried and leaned over, so Yoshi clarified.
宿舎に君を連れ帰ってから具合が悪いと部屋にこもってしまったんだ。
Oh, okay. Well, that poor guy.
だから茅ヶ崎さんからはあんま話聞けなかったんだよ。顔色悪かったしな。
Yeah. It isn't surprising given what we saw.
そういうわけでこの話の続きはリビングでしよう。ただし脱出計画については伏せてくれ。
なぜ黙って計画したのか。責められるのが嫌だからですか。
そうだよ。暗にあの5人の中にプロデューサーがいると示しているようなものだからね。
Yeah.
事情はわかるだろう。これ以上揉める原因を作るのよ。
その原因を作ったのは赤瀬さんたちでしょう。
わかったよ。悪かったって。無謀な計画立ててさ。
Yeah. Apologize.
本当に
Gosh.
無謀です。
失敗したから何も言えないね。とにかくリビングへ行こう。瀬名君は行けるかい？
I agreed and got out of bed. Yoshi, Akase, and Tomase left the room, so I followed after them. But then, they want to continue talking about it. Suddenly, I felt a chill. Blob. I feel sick. That sight was one I wouldn't forget soon. I wonder, oh gosh, I wonder if like those amoebas are like people. Like that's what like people normally look like, and they might look like those as well, but there's like projections that like make it so that they don't look like the amoebas. That's like conspiracy theory pop classic. While coming down to the living room, my bangle suddenly rang. Although it surprised me, I looked at it and a message was displayed on it. Maintenance complete. System has been restarted. The maintenance is over. Before it started, the idea of maintenance brought us a bit of hope. But now I feel relieved that it's over.
どういうことだこれは。
I looked away from the display when I heard that voice and looked around for everyone. Most of them had gathered by the window and were looking outside.
メンテナンスが終わった途端、元の風景に戻った。
さっきまで愛想のない天井しか見えなかったのにな。
天井の方が良かった？
冗談だろ。あれじゃ息が詰まる。
あ、瀬名お姉ちゃん。
Oh no, not the child! Haiji approached me, and that caused everyone to look my way. Being the focus of attention made things strange, but then I used the messaging function. Yes, were you all looking outside?
ああ。とりあえず座って状況整理しようか。
Oh boy. Futami led the discussion as we all sat down. Everyone looked restless as Dazai spoke up first.
結局メンテナンス中に外に出たのは俺と瀬名と茅ヶ崎さんだけが。
俺は指示に従って部屋にいた。特に出る理由もなかったしな。
僕はカードゲームしてたよ。僕はずっと寝てた。
僕は赤瀬くんと部屋で話をしていた。エバナ君は？
同じく部屋にいた。
Okay.
やっぱり3人だけか。どういう状態だったかもう一度説明してもらっていいか、太宰。
まあ俺も最初は部屋にいたんだが、メンテナンスに入ってから窓の外を見てみたんだ。すると空が見えず、代わりに人工の天井があった。それが気になって確認のために外に出た。 外の様子は様変わりしていて、そこは町じゃなかった。建物は一応あるが廃墟のような感じで。
Ruins. Okay.
化学兵器とかで人間や生物植物が生き絶えて100年経ったら同じ風景になるかもな。そのくらいには世紀のない眺めだった。それと遠くには壁が見えた。というか全方位を壁で囲まれていた。そして天井で蓋をされていて、箱に入った死んだ町、あるいは大きなシェルターだな。俺の感想としては。
Like a bomb shelter or something. Remember how, like, in the very beginning, there's so many plot points, but, like, in the very beginning, they said that there were 2 moons and one of them got, like, fucking blown up or some shit. Was that correct? Or it was, like, a satellite that got blown up? I don't remember, but maybe it was, like, a shelter, and now they're, like, trying to test to see if people would survive in, like, a second shelter. I don't know. It makes no sense.
シェルターか。なるほど。
ねえ、じゃあ最悪バングル外して街の外へ強行突破なんてこともできないってこと？
まあそういうことだな。
A tank.
あの壁を破壊する戦車でもない限りは。
Gosh. Gyobu's statements made me break out in a sweat. We tried to force our way out and failed, so we had to feign ignorance.
それとさっきは言わなかったが、
Dazai was stuck on what to say. He kept shifting his gaze from us to the window before continuing.
外で奇妙な生き物も見た。
奇妙な生き物？
泥の塊みたいなんだが、動いていておかしな鳴き声をしていた。
Very convenient that Dazai was out there.
説明が難しいな。
God.
何それ、怪物みたいだけど。
その通り怪物ってことだ。
The vicinity suddenly became quiet. That silence was palpable. I held my hands together. I felt the sweat beading on my palms.
けれどその風景はメンテナンスが終わった途端元の風景に戻った。
そうです。それ自体は全員見てましたよね。
さっき日和ちゃんとちーちゃんも外に出たって言ってたけど、同じの見たの？どんな感じだった？やっぱ怪物って感じ？ちーちゃんって誰？
茅ヶ崎さんのことだろ？つーか行部、さっきから言い方がさ。
I moved my finger toward the display that I had kept open, but my hand felt heavy and my fingers shook. A monster like mud. That.
今何の話でしょうか？
I turned around and saw Chigasaki, pale as a ghost, standing there.
茅ヶ崎さん、具合大丈夫ですか？
はい、気にしないでください。
He staggered a few steps before dropping himself into a nearby chair. He didn't seem to be at 100%.
それより今は何の？
外で見た生物の話をしてたんですが。
ちーちゃんは見た？外で変な怪物。
He's gonna like throw up.
怪物？
お前さ、言い方考えろよ。瀬名も茅ヶ崎さんも具合悪いんだから。
どういう言い方ならいいの？
まあ話すのがためらわれるぐらいには謎の生物だった。俺が見たのは以上。
不思議な生物のことですか？確かに僕も見ました。でも詳しいことは分かりません。瀬名さんを連れ帰るのに必死だったので。
なるほどね。じゃあ僕からも一ついいかな。
Yoshi placed a piece of paper on the table while saying that.
なんだ、写真か？
The ones who were surprised to see that photo were Chigasaki, Dazai, and me.
実はこの写真のデータ、以前図書館の資料から引っ張ってきたものなんだ。
Look at that! Look at that! Oh no! Haiji looks so cute! This is like, knowing that Haiji is literally like 12, it's just, oh gosh, like why is he here with all these like borderline adults? I don't know, it's a mess. I mean, actually we don't even know, because we don't know fucking Sena's age either. The MC, she could be 14. I'm sorry.
出力したのは1枚しかないけど、他にも何百枚もある。これまではどこか知らない土地の写真だとスルーしていたけど、今の僕らには見知った土地だ。そうだよね、ダサイ君、茅ヶ崎君、瀬名君。
ああ、この写真はメンテナンス中の異世界に違いない。
Oh.
そうですね。これは宿舎の近くの通りです。
I nodded quietly. This photo completely matched with the scenery we saw outside.
でもどうしてメンテナンスするかしないかで外の風景が変わるんだ？風景を廃墟みたいに変えて何の意味がある？
Akase, are you... Oh gosh, are you serious? Like, I feel like it's obviously the ruins is the real place, and they're projecting this beautiful place because they don't want to freak you out, because they don't want you to like work in some ruins. I don't know.
それは考え方が逆じゃないの？
See?
廃墟を今の風景に変えているんでしょ？
Even the 12-year-old knows this.
あれが本来の姿だと。
God. I had the same nebulous thought, but when I tried to think about why I did, I realized it was because Chigasaki said so.
僕らが見ていたあの街の光景はおそらく映像か何かで全部作り物だったんでしょう。
Do we really need a flashback to this? This happened like 5 seconds ago. I looked towards him, and Chigasaki looked down once before speaking again.
僕もそう思いました。元の風景があまりに殺風景だから美しい風景に変えているのかなと。根拠があるわけじゃないけど、ここをアルカディアと呼ぶくらいだからそんな演出をしても不思議じゃないと思って。
うん、その意見には納得できる。つまりディレクター側の言うこのシステムとは、僕らのバングル、バウンサー、そしてこの世界の風景を司る全てのシステムなんだろう。バングルで偽の視覚情報を送れば違う景色を見せることくらいは可能だからね。
でも俺は外に行った時木に触りました。ちゃんと木の感触がした。
まあその点はわからないな。
We tried to gather all the information we had to consider. See, Banjo was so smart too, like touch stuff, like see what you can feel, you know? All of a sudden, Ibana said something heartless that grabbed everyone else's attention.
そういうの考えて何か意味ありますか？
エバナ、あまり言いたくないが、毎回そういう風に空気を壊すのは。
じゃあ聞きますが、あの謎のドラマのシステムについて誰か仕組みが分かってる人はいますか？
それは
ドラマになったら突然別の場所に移動する。服装も気がつくと変わってる。怪我をしてもドラマが終わったら治る。メンテナンス中だけ変わる風景なんかよりよっぽどおかしい。花からおかしいんだよ、全部。
Yeah, it feels like you're like in a simulation or something, right?
なのにああだこうだ話し合って、それで俺らが帰れるとでも？違うでしょ。意味ないんだよ、こんなの。
The atmosphere became even gloomier. But he was right. Because of that, all we could do was sigh.
せっかく僕が空気読んでたのにさ図星疲れてみんな黙っちゃったじゃん。
うるさい。
お前はこんな時だけ空気を読むな。
じゃあせっかくだから落ちるところまで落ちてみる？いつまで経っても言わないから言うけどさ。
Oh no.
メイちゃんが言ってた怪物って異世界人じゃないの？街の中を歩いて喋ってたんでしょ？
That's what I was guessing, but also at the same time, like, what if they're... I don't know. It just feels weird that they were trying to talk. And the Arcadians... I feel like the Arcadians are, like, not people. They're, like, actually, like, AI or something. But, I mean, is it weird that I think that the blobs are people, though? I don't know.
メイちゃんって言うな。
この後に及んでまだそこ突っ込むの？っていうか動揺しないってことはメイちゃんも分かってたってことじゃん。
Oh, so I guess it's fact. Everyone gasped when they witnessed Does I fail to deny it.
ほらちーちゃんも黙ってる。分かっていながら黙ってるなんてずるくない？
Yeah, it's just the MC
未だ
that's
に気づいて
slow.
ない彼女のためかな。
I'm so sorry.
それは
ドロドロの化け物が異世界人？冗談きついな。
But also, like, they were warm when she touched them and stuff, so clearly, like, there's some type of life in it. I don't know.
だってみんなあの異世界人と喋ってみた？おかしいんだよ全員。日本語喋ってるけどさ話通じないもん。人間じゃないなって思ったんだよね。でも正体が泥の怪物なら納得って感じ。見た目だけ人間に見えてただけなんだね。
With Gyobu's statement.
ここは異世界ですよ。こんにちは。アイスをどうぞ。
Do you love my flashback voice?
こちらはアドバイスです。異世界人に直接接触することはあまりおすすめできません。
See, bitch, if you fucking touched them earlier, you would have known that they're kind of blobby, and then when you felt them the second time, you would have been like, oh, look at that. They're the same. She could have freaking figured this out way in advance. Ugh.
推奨できないということです。強制ではありません。
Yeah. Yeah. Ew, it all connected. Everything made sense. Ugh. I suddenly felt nauseous and covered my mouth with my hand.
セナ
I broke into a sweat and my vision blurred. I hunched over and someone rubbed my back, but I couldn't tell who it was. So those were the otherworld people. I was talking to those things, and I received ice cream and ate it. In my head, I heard some high-pitched screeching echoing. I realized later that it was a scream I made despite being unable to voice it. Calm down, calm down, calm down. I already ate it. Why let it bother me now? What the fuck did she think she ate? Like the blob itself? It's ice cream. I took a deep breath and exhaled. It'd be kind of fucking disgusting if she was literally eating the blob. While I continued to do that, I crouched down and realized my hands were on the floor. I could feel tears and sweat dripping down.
この話はやめよう。とにかくセナはもう少し休んだ方がいい。
あのな。
とにかくこの手を離してよともくん。
Rip.
苦しいってば。
Is he grabbing him by the neck? He's like choking him to death?
あんたのせいだぞ。分かってるんだろう。
Oh.
本当のことを言っただけなのになんで怒るのかね。
Oh gosh.
皆さん、お集まりですか？
Oh gosh, we're gonna stop here. Oh no, no, not him. Okay. Well, this is just wonderful. First of all, I mean, I should take it easy on the MC, really, because at the end of the day, if she is 14 years old, like, she's going through a tough time. I don't think I would be able to handle the amount of like thought process and everything at like 14 years old as a middle schooler, you know? Like that's like 2 years above Haiji, and Haiji can't even fucking read. So like Kaiji can read like very little. So yeah, I should be nice at her. But there are still moments where I'm like, oh my god, come on. Like, I'm not mad at her for feeling sick and stuff like that, but I just wish that she would be a little bit more like, let's touch this or let's figure this out or something, you know, and not just like a scared little rabbit kind of situation. But next time, I guess we'll talk to the director. Oh god, there's a lot of plot happening. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Here we go.